Hello gentlemen, Control here. Today's video is one on Taric and Lee Sin. Very fun deck and one that is very competitive. Glop ended up hitting rank 1 in NA with this. It's a pretty sweet deck. Let me just bring it up for you guys real quick here. It's one that I had quite a bit of fun playing with, and one that's kind of was reminiscent of the old Might Lee Sin with just Noxus. But in this case, you're going to play it with Targon because one of the new cards, Zenith Blade, works super well with Taric and Lee Sin because you can go Zenith Blade on the Taric or just the Lee Sin and then, grant your supported ally the Overwhelm as well. You also get to cycle them, draw another Zenith Blade. It is relatively expensive and a slow spell, but it is a very sweet combo. You don't even have to do it with Lee Sin. You can win with other units as well, like just, Eye of the Dragon super buffed up, or, anything you've mentored a couple times is usually good as well. But generally, you want to do it with Taric and Lee Sin, and then, with Lee Sin, once you have him have 10 attack, what he'll do is he'll do the Overwhelm kick into the enemy's Nexus. That'll deal 10 damage, and then because there's no unit there to block him, he'll do the Overwhelm 10 damage, and that's basically your OTK, 20 damage. Very, very powerful. To kind of get you there, you run a lot of these stronger early game cards from Targon, Gift Giver for the gem, Spacey Sketcher to kind of just get rid of anything clunky in your hand for very powerful Soul shield cards that cost 3 or less. Whether it's like these, situational ones like Moonsilver to kind of get you just your Lee Sin out with 5 mana, for example. Or, maybe it's like the Serpent for the challenge. Very, very good. Guiding Touch just super nice for the healing. Pale Cascade, really, really good buff during combat to make your Lee Sin have 10 attack. Super great card, and one that when played with Taric in a similar fashion to just a Guiding Touch will draw you 2 cards. Just really, really sweet for cycling. Eye of the Dragon, just super nice with Taric because once you have him up, you play 1 spell, it casts twice. So then the Dragon Link's always online. Also just a very good anti-aggro card. Sonic Wave is a 1-of, just a good situational removal card, and Resonating Strike is again good reach. It's just something that you do want in this deck. Bastion, just very good for protecting your units. This is a card that you kind of need to have a bigger brain to play with, I think. But it is very, very good to use to protect the Taric or Lee Sin. Even other units like Mentor occasionally are good to use it with as well. Hush, just, nothing much to say. Just a very good card. One that's it's frustrating and a lot of people don't like. I don't know where I am about it. I think it's relatively balanced because it is expensive, but it does hard counter a lot of strategies, especially more fun ones. So it can be frustrating to play into for sure. Mentor, a very broken card in the deck, gives you 3 gems. Buffs all of your units, or just one of your units, sorry, like the Taric or Lee. Very, very strong card, super core, and honestly, just as strong as I thought it was going to be going into the set. Zenith Blade, we talked about that. Concussive Palm, good reactive tool that just kind of protects you from the bigger units your opponent uses. Because this is a deck that doesn't really have too much in the form of minions, so, during your opponent's attack phase, if they're playing like a mid-range deck, you stop like their Avaros and Hearthcard and you're kind of happy. You stall for a little bit. Taric, core part of the deck, you level them up, it's cool. You don't really need to, though. It's just more so for a champion that works really well with all the spells that we have, kind of helps Lee Sin and gives you an alternate win con. Definitely still worth leveling up, don't get me wrong. When you can level them, it's really nice. Making the units invulnerable is just sweet. Demeditation, really good for cycling, and Arbiter of the Peak, kind of like a secondary win con if your Lee Sin kind of game plan doesn't pan out. You can play for Arbiters, buff those up instead, and try to go in with them. That's another way you can do it, like Sonic Wave to give the Arbiter challenge and give it some more attack like a 1-1, and you can win with that occasionally. That's about the deck. It's one that's a little bit more weird to play and has a lot of tech options, I'd say. So, you can mix and match with cards, but I would say the core, a lot of the 3-ofs in the list are pretty solid. I would say, Sonic Wave is one that's pretty cuttable. Zenith Blade's probably cuttable too, even like a Palm or 2. So you can mess around with those slots, but overall the deck is really good. Again, it hit rank 1 Masters on NA. And as far as mulligans go, I definitely look for champions. I think Lee Sin in most cases is going to be a keep. You will need him to win in a lot of matchups. So, even against aggro, feel free to keep him. I think he's quite good. Stuff like Mentor is very good. And basically just minions, I guess, in general are relatively powerful and things that you do want to keep. And that would be about the mulligan, I think. Overall, it seems kind of straightforward, but it is relatively complex getting to the end game when you do have that 10 damage Lee Sin Overwhelm, kind of Dragon's Rage kick to the Nexus in the win. And you won't always win like that. You'll win with tempo wins sometimes, but that is the main way that I think you will win games. Anyways, enjoy the deck, guys. It's a super fun one, and shout out to Glop. I will link his Twitch in the description. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Also, Timo Sejuani. That's good. I haven't played it because there's no new cards for it. Trundle Aesol. Cool. Hush, Guiding Touch, Bastion, Taric. I'm just going to keep it Taric. Lee Sin, Mentor, Taric. Boom. Taric looked good. Glop hit rank 1 with it, so that's probably not bad. Sometimes you get bad decks that hit rank 1 Master, but usually the decks are at least like passable when they hit rank 1. This one I think could be pretty good.
My faith protects me. Scorching light.
Okay. The triple mentor of Stone's Hand. Nice. Okay. We could do some turbo support buff stuff, I guess. Opinion on Shadow Isles Ezreal. That's fine, nothing wrong with it. Play the Taric. Can draw 2 with Guiding Touch, just kind of nice. Catalyst of the Aeons. Okay.
Sure, you're all shiny and majestic, but can you float?
I could certainly try.
I don't actually do anything other than buff stats here. So because of 4-6, it gets hit by that. It's really not that insane, honestly. My hand's like also overfilled with gems here. Because I do the healing after combat usually, which makes it kind of bad. Maybe the open attack was just the play. I would want the tough, I think, over like giving this plus 3/3. I could have made this a 3/3 though, but I just wouldn't get tough then. So you take more. Okay. So you not want to give me gems? Sure. He's gonna have vulnerable for this next round, not this round though. Sure. I don't really kill the Trundle is the problem. I guess I could like kick him after. But it's not really that good right now. I'd rather just like, I guess, gem it up and then just like go in that way. He's not gonna be leveled though. So just take the buff then. Can you like stop buff the Lee Sin? Just go Taric into the Dementor into the Lee Sin? So they think that this is probably the play. It's kind of a useless hit, but it just means that the dude doesn't die. Sorry, the Taric doesn't take damage. You can see his barrier. The thing with this is like it's not actually going to do anything. And now we have big dude online. Okay, so he doesn't want me to have more gems. It's really interesting. But okay. They hit diamond yet? Nope. Plot himself. Which clearly means I'm a terrible player. Honestly, it's disgusting that I'm not diamond yet. So sad, so cringe. Imagine not being a diamond player in this game. I really can't. Or I mean, I guess I actually can because I'm not diamond right now. Yeah, kind of disgusting. Could have gone for the heal too, honestly. Like, drawing here is pretty good. Invoke cards are even decent. It's kind of a weird one. I feel like I'm not really playing this as well as I could be. Bastion feels like it's weak against these decks, so I don't really want one. I think I might just like discard it. Eye of the Dragon's also kind of useless too, though. So maybe it's just like sketch or get rid of Eye of the Dragon and go from there. Take the Invoke. Messenger for draw. I kind of just need Zenith played, right? Like, we're kind of just online now. He played that without Daybreak for some reason. I'm really confused by that. Because he didn't get the Invoke. Does he have a buff to make it so the Taric would die? What are base stats on this? 5-7? So my Taric just dies? Okay. I don't think I hushed a card draw away. Doesn't really matter. That being said, I don't really know what else I'm doing here. Maybe healing the Lee Sin. probably should have like preemptively Bastion there, so he would have to do it one more time, but I guess it doesn't even really matter then. Because he has the mana to do that, so... It's not like that was really going to change too much at all. Zenith Blade's nice. No Taric though. It is still good though.
Speak, stars. Speak, I say. Snow Sunder, huh? Good as bone shiver.
I needed to do this as the first card in the round for Daybreak. I literally made fun of this guy because he didn't do a Daybreak effect earlier this round. Really bad on my part. Really, really bad. I have 10 mana. I don't have an OTK here.
Sapphire, gem of our divine patron.
The dragon spirit awakens. I will not hold back. Celestial power. Center your spirit.
10 damage with the Overwhelm basically just means it's still lethal. So it's a Hush now. Harsh Winds, okay. I could have played Bastion to player on that. But I didn't. I think I'm just being stupid by not using these spells, honestly. I think that we're still fine though. Like he has to deal with this somehow, and I don't think he really does. He would like need an ASOL card, which is going to be too slow. So like he plays Aurelion, but like he can't cast the spells that he needs to do, which are like the slow ones. That'll have to be for next combat. I can Hush and Dragon's Reach it.
I'll see this through.
Hush, okay, that's fine. So he still goes back. He just gets the ASOL still, but it just takes less damage. It's only for this round, so it's like actually not a big deal, and it's good that we got that out now. Also good to know that he had a Hush, so my Bastions wouldn't have done anything previous rounds. He also removed Vulnerable on it with the Ice Pillar.
This is gonna be fun.
Just doing this so I have gems to activate the Dragon Rage stuff here for us next round. I actually should have discarded the Hush because I played that already, my bad. Nothing epic here matters, it's just game.
Here's where I paint my constellation.
He needs to have third Hush to beat me, I think. Otherwise, Lee Sin with the gems is just a dub.
I will not hold back. Conflict is all in the mind. Prepare yourself.
24 Overwhelm. And we'll give Spell Shield now. Still beat him. It's 24 Overwhelm. As long as you're at 10, you just win. Because like you kick back, you do the 10 Overwhelm, and then you do the 10 Overwhelm with the kick damage. GG. So I mean, that one was like honestly a little bit sloppy for me, I think. But the general gist of the deck makes sense. It's just get Lee Sin to 10 attack and use OTK basically. And I think with that in mind, we played fine, but there were definitely turns that we could have played better, right? Like I played into a couple of removal turns that could have made it so I spread the game up a little bit. Obviously, like the Harsh Winds turn where I could have Bastion before, he just had a Hush in hand already with Harsh Winds, so it wouldn't have like really saved me at all. But it still could have been a good idea to use Bastion there. Nightfall, okay. I mean, we got completely smoked last time we played this matchup. Like turbo smoked, it wasn't even close. I'm on odds again. This is okay. KP Mindsplitter with Taric Lee, so you run Will now. That's pretty fair. It's a good tech card. Will at 5 isn't bad or anything. It's still very playable. That's fair, yeah. It's just the percentage chance of like an emergency happening is a lot lower than a rage quit. But it's understandable and isn't always going to be a rage quit for sure. Definitely important to take note of that.
Punish transgressions.
Doesn't want to give me that block, huh?
Gems are superb. Bad for the
Do you think I attack with the mentor here? Diana on 4 happens a lot. And losing this buff kind of sucks, but protecting the mentor so that the Taric gets the buff is kind of nice as well.
Their scent travels on the night air.
Okay. You can still play Diana here as well. It's value trade. I have a 3-5. And I get my Dragonlings online. I think I need to do this just so I can contest. This board's getting really big already. Value trade? No value trade, really. That's really confusing, actually.
We will be free.
What's the point of not value trading the mentor? Is it really worth it to just make it so that I don't get the gems? Is that the logic? Afraid of Dragonlings? I guess that's fair, yeah. Dragonlings get a lot less relevant when my health isn't low. Like, yeah, the healing in general is really good for us, but it's not like it's really that big of a deal at the moment. Diana, this isn't playable as 3. He needs to activate Nightfall 2 more times to make her level, so it's not likely that she flips here. This is a play to concuss upon the Diana so he can't kill the mentor, then play the Taric next round. I have 3 mana with the Taric next round. I can buff him up with the mentor, buff up the Dragonling again, and then play the guiding card on it to draw 2. I think I can just wait for him to do what he wants to do here, and then palm. There's not really a reason for me to just like wait. I still like palm, I think. I'm kind of confused about the fading on the mentor out of all cards. Okay. Sure. Maybe... I mean, just having this up is really good. So I don't think it's actually bad. I was gonna say maybe I'm playing too heavily for value, but I don't think that's true. Cascade's actually probably better than the touch now.
Raise your weapon, Sunwind. Celestial.
Hey Jack, how you doing, man?
Y'all remember Control R? I remember Control R. I'm old AF.
Definitely get him out. How you doing, dude? What's good? Alternatively, I could buff the mentor. So it's a 3-3. Sorry, so it's a... I mean, it would be a 1-1 with tough, and then I would play the Cascade, so it's a 3 attack unit, but he probably just goes Solari into that. I think this is what I like, but I'm not 100% confident about it. I think the card draw is good. I don't think I really need to attack with the tail. The problem is with Nocturne, Nocturne will flip. So I actually don't have a block into those type of units. I do have Palm for the Nocturne though, which is good. Interesting. So I guess this play seems to be like Nocturne then. So I can Hush Nocturne so that my units can block still. And then Hush Diana as well, I guess.
Our mountain groves are full of dangers, but I know them all.
Breathe in, breathe out.
I don't really see that being good main deck, but okay. We played this card in the Pursuit deck and it was okay. So Diana doesn't have challenge right now. He needs to play a Nightfall card for her to get challenge. It's not elite turn, it should be Hush turn, I think, a lot of time. Pass you.
The moon is our queen, the night her kingdom.
So if I Hush early, I can't kill her. But she also doesn't have go quick the challenger right now anyways though. You could play Pale Cascade, I guess, and that would give him the challenger. Hushing now, it's kind of a good good idea. Because then he doesn't get the buff. I could also just slap the Lee Sin and say I don't give a shit about anything you can do. If I want to hush, I think I want to do it before combat so he doesn't get the gems, right? Well, actually, he would still get the gems, but just not until next rounds. So if he's going to get them anyways, I don't think it matters if I wait or not. Like, yeah, he gets the buff, but I don't think it's really relevant.
No.
Palm doesn't really feel like good. So I can just double hush and trade.
Your lesson begins.
That should be about it. Cascade means that he trades this, but I don't think I really care. If I lose the Dragon Link, it sort of sucks, but that's it. My Lee is 2 off flipping, and I don't actually have the spell mana to make him pop next rounds. It's really big for us though, because he loses a gem, so his Nightfall is a lot weaker. I don't think I'm going to get good value out of the spell mana here, so I think I'm just going to go Sketchy or discard the Hush now. Moonsilver, Moonglow, Serpent. Moonglow with Tark's really good. Serpent for challenge strong as well though. I have 7 mana with Lee Sin. I'm not going to be able to play 2 spells with him, I don't think. Moonsilver counts as 1, so I could play the Moonsilver. Because this is my last mana, right? Playing this card here. I'm gonna still pick this. Yeah, I can flip him, right? But I don't get the Dragon Rage. Or actually, sorry, I do. It's I don't get the barrier. My bad. So that's still good then. Yeah, and then he'll get the invulnerable because of Taric flip. So that's still good. True. Because the barrier doesn't matter if he's just at that amount of health. Because he's at 5 out of 7. Yeah. I gotta draw 2 with guiding. The only thing is you kind of want to heal still. And we're not doing that right now.
Go, floating crystals. I'll see this through. The dragon spirit awakens.
Very true now, very true. So I would then kill the Diana.
Dragon will center your spirit.
Tark's so thick, dude. Holy. There's probably a better order that I can attack there and support. But I think just big Taric and then, you know, make the Lee Sin invulnerable seems good.
I'll see this through.
Dragon's Rage is just such a satisfying way to end games. Why not drop Lee Moonglow, then Guiding Touch? I wouldn't have enough mana, right? Because Lee Sin's 6 if I don't play Moonglow on him. Or Moonsilver. Sorry, so if I went Moonglow, I would only be able to play one of the 2, right? No, I actually had to play the Moonsilver because then he was 5, so I could play the Guiding Touch. Otherwise I couldn't, right? Because dropping Lee Sin at 6 when I have 1 spell mana means that I can't play any of the other big cards. So I needed to get the discount to make that turn work, otherwise I just didn't have it go off. Imagine if you blocked the Mentor on 3. Yeah, a little bit of a different game where this card doesn't buff a bunch of times. It's one of those cards that really doesn't seem like it's that insane. But when it's unchecked, it gets good. And like the thing is, he thought he was checking it because I wouldn't get the gems to make the Taric pop. But the thing is, just getting the +2/2 every round is still kind of just good enough.
I'll protect you.
Be brave.
He's saying save Moonglow after to not tell opponent that I had 2 mana. I'm kind of confused. I don't understand what you guys mean. So like, when I have 7 mana, I actually, if I play Lee Sin without the discount, he's 6 mana, right? So I actually can't play the 2 mana burst speed spell. It's literally unplayable. So it's crucial for me to play the 0 mana spell that discounts him by 1. Like it's a play that I have to make to be able to play one of the 2 mana spells. Moon is 0 mana and can make touch 1 mana. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I'm misunderstanding, my bad. That does work on spells as well, sorry, okay. For some reason, I thought that it only worked on units, but that's just usually what I would use it on, my bad. So the way that I was... Yeah, no, my bad, you're right. What I do literally doesn't matter. So, like, I mean, you can just pass, I guess.
Made in your name, Protector.
Equinox is good. I can Bastion it.
The fight never ends.
Bastion value, let's go. This guy is going to continue juicing us up. We're not messing around with this Mentor, man.
Passion endures.
Okay.
And here's where I'd paint my constellation.
Yes, it's any card. It's not just a unit. It's my bad. Messenger. Games, like the game's over though. Nothing really goes down here now. We just sort of win. Cascade, cool. More damage for Lee.
Celestial power.
Look sharp.
Go, floaty crystals. Conflict is all in the mind.
Draw a bunch. Oh, and I have a Zenith Blade now. Okay. Maybe I took too long doing my fun stuff. Opponent actually allows us to do our fun stuff. This is insane, guys. It never happens this way.
Can I paint you?
Thank you to this guy. Holy man. The 10 damage kick. The 14 damage Taric. What a juicy ending. I love how half of the commentary of that game was me just being confused about how Moonsilver works. It was actually wonderful. I was trying to wrap my head around it. But you learned something new. And in that case, I learned that you can play Moonsilver on spells. So honestly, what I love about this game is every single time I go into a game, there's usually some new interaction that I figure out. It doesn't get stale super quick, which is nice.